So welcome to this week's video. We're back out on the coast and back at another absolutely stunning location on the east coast of Scotland. So this little area that we're at the moment is somewhere that I picked off, what, 3 words? Now, what do I mean by that? So pretty much I spent maybe an hour and a half having a look on what 3 words, all the way from Stonehaven right the way through to Findhorn Beach. Zoomed right in and trying to have a look for areas that stood out to me with interesting rocks right by the coast with a road that we can access. So we've come out today and picked one of those areas off the map and absolutely thrilled with what we found. There's obviously nothing out on the horizon, but we've got such interesting rocks and quite a moody sky, I would say, that I don't think it needs very much out there other than the clouds that we've currently got. A little bit of colour in them might be nice, but hey ho, can't have everything. But just from this one little spot where we are, I've probably taken maybe 3 compositions. So the first one is this, almost like a zigzag shape with the rocks, looking out to that view across there with the little peninsulas and the little cliffs out to sea. And it's just beautiful. I've played around with the exposure times because the waves are actually quite powerful, even though high tide was at 1 o'clock and we're now probably around 3 o'clock, 3:30. But the way that the waves are just coming in and cascading over these is just, I just love it. I could literally just stand and watch for hours. The force is just magnificent. So I'm actually struggling a little bit with what shutter speed to use. And I've gone from anything between 1/4 of a second all the way through to around 5 seconds. I think the 1/4 of a second, with it being my preferred choice, usually is one that I would go to. But actually on 1/4 of a second it's looking quite messy. So the longer exposures are working out better. So what I'll do, I'll pop a little bit of footage up for you and let you have a look around and see what we're seeing. I'll maybe talk you through some of the images that I've shot so far, and we might go and have a walk and see if there's anything else that we can find just from this little spot. So not a shot that I would usually take, but we've just got this house side on at the top of the hill here, and just as that sun is going down there now, we've got a little bit of light coming through, which looks quite nice. I've underexposed this image, to be honest with you, just to give it a bit of a moody feel. The clouds above are quite dark, and with that reverse grad, it's obviously making them darker. So it looks quite foreboding, and like I say, with that little bit of light just coming there now and these greens of the water, I actually really like that. Really like how that's looking. Beautiful. There's a couple of seagulls flying around, and what I might do is, because this is still running on a 4-second exposure, I may well see if I can freeze a couple of seagulls in that frame as well, because I think that would absolutely add to the atmosphere of that image. So yeah, we'll try that before we go. One more shot. So I've put my f-stop down to 4.5, ISO up to 500, and I'm on 100th of a second on the shutter. And what I'm doing is I'm just waiting for those seagulls just to fly into shot, snapping away. And what I may do is try and blend a couple of those birds into this same image. I absolutely adore this scene. It is absolutely beautiful. What I'll do is I'll pop all of those shots up for you now that we've taken so far. Let us know what you think.
headed further down the path and came across this interesting bay. The patterns and textures and colours in the rocks made me want to explore a little bit more and get the camera out. Let us know what you think.
So the last shot of the day, there's not any light now. Although we're still an hour away from sunset, the sky's gone really dark, and it's probably because the sun has gone down behind the cliff just over the way. But the sky's got some, I want to say some nice blue tones. The cloud detail's pretty decent, to be fair, there's quite a little bit of structure. But this is the scene that we spotted when we first got out the car, and I'm tempted to go further down and onto these rocks, which are easily accessible, but not so much for me. The ground is wet and it is a little bit slippy, so I'm not going to risk going any further, and I'm relatively happy with this last scene. So we've got, I'll do a little bit of video clip for you just so you can see what I'm looking at. But we've got this this bank here, which there's not a lot of colour in it, but there's a lot of texture, let's say. We've got this cluster of rocks here, and again some in the mid-ground here with this peninsula going out. And it's all right, it's nothing special. By using the polarizer, we are bringing out the blues and greens in the water. So it's all right. I think because the tide's now receding, there's not a lot of that crashing around the rocks, which on a longer exposure would give us some nice whites to break the image up. So we're not getting that anymore. But it's definitely a place, again, that we would come back to. It's probably a sunrise location. So the sunrise is on the east, sets on the west, and obviously we're on the east, so would be better suited to a sunrise. But it's nice to come out and see it moody as well for sunset. So just before we go, just wanted to talk to you about our website. So we've recently updated the website with the prints page, and also included a blog which we're going to update once a month with just a little bit of stuff that we're doing, a little bit of things that probably we don't chat around on the videos. The print section, we've updated the images, so they feature some of our favourite images from 2022. So if you've got a spare second, head over and have a look, be much appreciated.
Call me out, tiger. Call me out, why don't you love? Lift me up higher above the clouds.
So yeah, I thought it was going dark. It's absolutely throwing it down. You can hardly see anything now out to sea. The rain's coming in with the cloud. There's probably water all over the lens. So we're going to need to give it up as a bad job and bring this video to an end, but hope you've enjoyed it. This is what we plan on doing this year, really. I think we've saved something like 27 locations, and we're just going to keep picking them, heading out and seeing what we can find. So hope you stick with us. Welcome to any new subscribers, and just have a great week. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Adios.
Adios. Again. 1, 2, 3. Adios.
1, 2, 3.
Adios.